What's up guys, welcome to another build video. Today we are going to focus on an anomaly power build, as this is something that I've heard is pretty popular and more fun than your standard firepower builds. I just need to mention that when it comes to Moaning Winds, I am no pro at swapping out weapons in a speedy way, so even if you come in at a beginner level, you should be able to get the same sort of results that I have. This build mainly focuses on two damage outputs, Temporal Slice and Moaning Winds. The skills we use alongside it are Hunt the Prey and Time Rift. While this may not be the fastest build of all time, it definitely offers some diversity in the Trickster playstyle, as I know very few people pairing Moaning Winds with the Trickster. The massive upside is that your armor is going to go through the roof, and this will make survival much easier while still dishing out the damage. Now guys, before we go further, a little message from me. Over 90% of people who watch my content haven't subscribed. I'm going to be bringing out lots more build videos, and when new content does drop, I'll be sure to bring you information which is not commonly reported or that well known. In addition, I do carries to help the community, so you'll get notifications when I go live if you want to join in. It helps me out a lot, and honestly it motivates me, so if you can give a little love, that would be awesome. To those of you who are already subbed, thank you, it means a lot. Oh, and make sure to stick around until the end of the video. I've put some footage of some insane clips from when we go live and help the community. I highly encourage you to get involved if you can. It's a lot of fun and we'd love to help you. Here is the skill tree I've gone for. Feel free to pause the video and copy if you wish, and I'll explain the main aim of the build. We are aiming to max out anomaly power, as this is what will increase the damage on Temporal Blade, cooldown reduction and damage increase on the skills we use most frequently, and then buffs to anomaly power through the use of melee, etc. So in short, anomaly power is pivotal to this build. Below are the armor pieces I use. If you haven't heard of the Noah glitch, I strongly advise you get onto that, as it will help you secure any armor you do not currently own. It is 100% worth it. So the first armor is the Goggles of the Edge of Time, with anomaly power, cooldown reduction and skills life leech. This is pretty awesome, and it has some really great skill perks on it. I modded my helmet to incorporate Slasher, which gives me an extra temporal slice before triggering the cooldown. Next up, I chose an epic armor because I couldn't find a legendary that I liked with good mods on it. I wasn't going for a spin to win build, so the chest armor wasn't really worth looking at. Really what I would advise is looking for an armor which offers cooldown reduction, close range damage and anomaly power. For even more optimal results, have something that you would use on the armor such as Slasher or any other tier 1 or 2 perks on the following armors. In this case, I went for a 20% cooldown reduction on Hunt the Prey, and I added Circle of Power, which helps a lot with resistance, as it is pivotal to survival. Next up is the leg armor, Pants of the Edge of Time. These have the attributes I'm looking for, which is anomaly power, cooldown reduction and skills life leech. The level 3 skill wasn't really that useful for this build, as it was related to Cyclone Slice, so I changed it out with a 20% cooldown to Temporal Blade. Next up we have the Trespasser's Talons, which gives more close range damage and cooldown reduction, but the key mods are on the gear, Pain Transfer and Double Time. Pain Transfer is one of the most highly rated mods, where it shares 10% of weapon damage and 30% of anomaly damage between other enemies affected by Time Rift. Double Time keeps them up in the air twice as long, which is also really helpful. I have found that Time Rift often doesn't work on elites, however, which is slightly frustrating as they resist it. Finally, we have the Footwear of the Edge of Time to complete the set of 3, granting 100% extra damage to the Temporal Blade skill. Temporal armor is fantastic for helping to keep you alive, where you can get up to 400% armor for 8 seconds, so the more you use the skill, the higher your armor will be, providing you hit a lot of enemies. I also went for Time Crack, as this decreases the enemy's armor and resistance by 25% for 5 seconds when using Time Rift. For my weapons, I've gone with Death Shield, where the mods are Fortress and Moaning Winds, the Anemoy for Moaning Winds and Radiation Splash, so I can add Vulnerable to enemies for increased damage, and then finally my pistols, which also have Moaning Winds on them, so the weapons can be switched in and out as needed. This overall strategy really helps with keeping damage up while skills are cooling down, but also clearing the tiny enemies too. They aren't massively effective on bosses, as their health is usually quite high, but you'll slowly chip away at their health with these mods. Let's now get into how you use the build and tips to keep in mind while you are slashing your way through all of these enemies. Using your movement and deception skills is pivotal to making this build work, especially when you're fighting elite enemies as their health is so high. If in doubt, play it safe, as wiping in the game is no joke, and no one wants to start all over again, as it is hugely frustrating and a waste of time. We've all been there. So with the movement and deception skills adding 70% anomaly power, this will really set you up for some high damage using your Temporal Slice. The mods you use, such as Fortress and other nodes in your skill tree, and perks on your armor, will really help increase the damage even further, delivering the most powerful version of the attack. Also, using Radiation Splash to inflict Vulnerable on your target helps a lot to weaken it and make it more susceptible to your Temporal Slice. Make sure to keep using Moaning Winds in between while waiting for your cooldowns to help kill the little enemies, as these ones often pose a threat due to the amount of attacks they get on you. They can also inflict negative statuses, which will make you take more damage, so it is always best to try and clear as you go, instead of leaving them and coming back after the elites are dead. I have been able to solo CT15 on this build, however some runs have been hit and miss, so it may be best to stick to CT14 and below, as solo on CT15 can be pretty rough and is often better in groups. As promised, there will be some clips after I end the video from when we did carries, and this is from just one expedition, but at different parts of it, so enjoy. If you want to check out a different build type, there will be at least one to select at the end of this video. As always, if you have found this video helpful, dropping a like and subscribing to the channel is hugely appreciated, as it supports me and helps me achieve my personal goals. I hope this build video helps you and provides some fun at the same time. I'll catch you on the next one. I hope you have a great day. Take care. That was 25 mil right there. Was it really? Give me 2 seconds, I need to... Alright. Dude, that was 94 mil. That was 94 mil. I've done some like shadow buffs, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they've done anything recently, so it might just be I don't know, coincidence. Right, debuff that guy, and I am gonna smack him up right now. 93, another one.